The wine glass freezes halfway to my lips. Josh's voice cuts through the chatter like a knife through silk. A toast to Angie, our team's personal house cleaner. The ballroom erupts in laughter. Camera flashes capture my frozen smile. Someone at table 6 actually pretends to sweep with their napkin. My cheeks burn, but I keep that smile plastered on my face. 5 years of late nights fixing their mistakes. 5 years of making them look good. And this is how they see me? My boss, Mr. Nathaniel, shifts in his seat and stares at his plate. He knows what I do. They all know, but nobody speaks up. The laughter grows louder. Cecilia joins in, clapping her hands like it's the funniest joke she's ever heard. Angie always cleans up our messes, she shouts. More laughter, more clapping, more humiliation. I take a sip of wine and nod politely. Inside, something breaks. Not my heart, that's been cracking for months. Something deeper. Something that's been holding me back for 5 long years. As Josh raises his glass higher, grinning like he's won something, I make a decision that will change everything. I'm done being their safety net. I excuse myself quietly. Nobody notices. They're too busy laughing at their brilliant joke. The bathroom door closes behind me with a soft click. I lock myself in a stall and lean against the cold metal door. My hands shake as I pull out my phone. The company group chat is already buzzing. Someone posted a video of Josh's toast. 37 laughing emojis and counting. My reflection stares back at me from my phone's black screen. Same Angie as always. Neat brown hair, sensible blouse, the woman who never makes waves, who always says yes, who fixes things without being asked. But something in my eyes has changed. There's a hardness there that wasn't there an hour ago. I take 3 deep breaths, count to 10, then 20. The laughter outside grows distant. When I finally emerge, my smile is perfect. My shoulders are straight. Nobody suspects that Angie, the house cleaner, just died in that bathroom stall. The woman walking back to table 4 has boundaries, and they're about to learn what happens when you cross them. I sit down, finish my wine, and start planning my quiet revolution. My name is Angie Walsh. For 5 years, I've been the top-performing project coordinator at Harrison & Associates. Not because I'm the loudest voice in meetings, not because I play office politics, but because I deliver results. Perfect reports, clean presentations, error-free analyses. What my colleagues don't know is that half their success stories are actually mine. Every night after they leave, I stay behind. I fix Josh's broken formulas. I rewrite Cecilia's clunky paragraphs. I double-check everyone's work because I can't stand seeing our team fail. I tell myself it's about pride, about teamwork, about lifting everyone up together. But tonight, Josh's words echo in my head. House cleaner. That's all I am to them. Not a colleague, not a professional, a cleaner. Someone who exists to make their lives easier. Someone disposable. Someone who doesn't deserve credit or respect or even basic human decency. Well, this house cleaner is about to go on strike, and when the house falls apart, they'll finally understand what I was really worth. The thought makes me smile for the first time all evening. 3 months ago, Josh submitted a quarterly report that would have embarrassed a first-year intern. Numbers that didn't add up, charts with no labels, a conclusion that contradicted his own data. I found it in my inbox at 11 p.m. with a note. Just needs a quick look. Thanks, E. I stayed until 2 a.m. rebuilding it from scratch. New data, new charts, a conclusion that actually made sense. The next morning, Josh presented it to the board. They loved it, called it innovative thinking and excellent analysis. Josh beamed like he'd cured cancer. Never mentioned my name, never said thank you, just basked in praise for work he didn't do. This became our pattern. Josh's sloppy work would land on my desk. I'd fix it. He'd get the credit. Cecilia did the same thing. So did half the team. They'd dump their mistakes on me, like I was their personal editing service. And I let them, because I thought we were all in this together. I thought their success was my success too. But tonight, I realized the truth. I was never part of the team. I was just the person who made them look good. That ends now. The next Monday arrives gray and drizzling. Perfect weather for a funeral. And something is definitely dying today. I walk into the office at exactly 9 a.m. Not 8:30 like usual. Not early enough to review everyone's work before they arrive. Just on time. Nothing more. Josh bounces over with his laptop and that familiar grin. Hey Angie, can you take a quick peek at this proposal? Just needs your magic touch. He sets it on my desk like he's done 100 times before. Like Friday night never happened. Like calling me a house cleaner was just harmless fun. I look at the screen. It's worse than usual. Spelling errors in the title. Misaligned tables. A budget that's off by thousands. The old Angie would have fixed it automatically. The old Angie lived to solve problems. But the old Angie is gone. I close the laptop and slide it back across the desk. Actually, I didn't review it, I say calmly. You should probably double-check it yourself. Josh's grin falters. But, I always what? I meet his eyes steadily. I always clean up your messes? The silence stretches between us like a bridge that's finally collapsed. By Wednesday, the first cracks begin to show. Josh's proposal, the one I didn't fix, came back from the client with a scathing review. Unprofessional, careless, disappointing quality. Mr. Nathaniel calls an emergency meeting. Josh sits at the conference table looking like he swallowed a lemon. What happened here? Mr. Nathaniel waves the printed feedback. This isn't up to our usual standards. Josh stammers through explanations. System glitches, time pressure, bad data from another department. Everything except the truth. He's never actually done quality work in his life. He's just good at taking credit for mine. I sit quietly in the corner, taking notes on my tablet. My face gives nothing away. Cecilia catches my eye across the table. She looks nervous. Her presentation is due Friday, and she usually brings it to me Thursday night for just a tiny cleanup. But something in my expression must tell her that the cleanup service is permanently closed. The meeting ends with Josh promising to refocus and improve his attention to detail. I almost laugh. You can't improve something you never had. But I keep my expression neutral, professional. After all, I'm not here to sabotage anyone. I'm just here to do my own job. Nothing more. Thursday night, 6 p.m. The office empties out as usual. Cecilia hovers by my desk, clutching her laptop like a security blanket. Her presentation is tomorrow. She knows it's not ready. She needs me to wave my magic wand and transform her mess into something presentable. This is the moment she always comes to me, desperate and grateful. Angie, I hate to ask, but could you maybe... Sorry, Cecilia. I'm heading home. I pack my bag with deliberate slowness. You should probably review your slides one more time, though. The client meeting's pretty important. Her face goes pale. But you always help me polish these things. It's what we do. Is it? I stand up and sling my purse over my shoulder, because I don't remember agreeing to be anyone's personal editor. That's not actually my job description. I walk past her toward the elevator. She's still standing by my desk when the doors close. Through the glass, I see her frantically typing on her laptop, probably trying to fix 5 years' worth of bad habits in one night. Good luck with that. Some of us spent years learning to do things right the first time. Friday's client meeting is a bloodbath. Cecilia's presentation falls apart in the first 5 minutes. Slides that don't match her talking points. Data that contradicts itself. A conclusion that makes no logical sense. The clients exchange glances that could freeze water. Mr. Nathaniel looks like he wants to crawl under the conference table. I sit in the back, taking detailed notes. Not because I plan to fix anything. Those days are over, but because someone should document what happens when people finally face the consequences of their own work. It's educational. Like watching a nature documentary about what happens when predators lose their prey. The clients leave early. They'll reconsider their options and get back to us soon. Corporate speak for find someone competent to work with. Cecilia tries to make eye contact with me as we file out of the conference room. I look right through her. This isn't personal, it's just business. The business of finally letting people own their failures. Mr. Nathaniel asks me to stay behind. Here it comes, the conversation I've been expecting. The one where I either get blamed for not saving everyone or finally get asked why I stopped. Either way, I'm ready. Angie, what's going on? Nathaniel closes his office door and gestures to a chair. His voice is tired, confused. These last 2 weeks, something's different. The quality issues, the client complaints, this isn't like our team. I settle into the chair and fold my hands in my lap. What do you mean? You know what I mean. Josh's proposal was a disaster. Cecilia's presentation today was worse. These are experienced professionals. They don't usually make rookie mistakes. Don't they? I keep my voice neutral. Professional. Maybe you just never noticed before. He leans back in his chair and studies my face. We both know he's smart enough to connect the dots. Every successful project that came through this department had one common thread. It crossed my desk first. Every polished report, every flawless presentation, every innovative solution that made the team look good. Are you telling me you've been? He trails off, not quite ready to say it out loud. I've been doing my own job, I say calmly. Nothing more, nothing less. If that's causing problems for other people, maybe they should evaluate their own work processes. The silence stretches between us. Finally, he nods slowly. I see. And I think, for the first time in 5 years, he really does. Word spreads fast in an office this size. By Monday, everyone knows that Josh and Cecilia are under review. Hushed conversations die when I walk into rooms. People study my face like I'm a puzzle they can't solve. The woman who used to fix everything has suddenly become unpredictable. Dangerous, even. At lunch, I sit alone with my salad and a book. 3 tables away, Josh and Cecilia whisper intensely with 2 other colleagues. Occasionally, one of them glances my way. I turn a page and pretend not to notice. Let them wonder. Let them worry. They're finally experiencing what it feels like to be responsible for their own success. Lexi from accounting stops by my table. She's always been different from the others. Quieter, more thoughtful. Less likely to join in when the group decides to mock someone. Can I sit? She asks. I nod toward the empty chair. She sits down and fidgets with her coffee cup. I owe you an apology, she says quietly, for Friday night, for not speaking up. That toast was cruel, and I should have said something. I look up from my book. An actual apology. Not a request for help disguised as an apology. Just genuine remorse. Thank you, I say. That means something. Lexi might be worth saving. The others? We'll see. Wednesday brings news that makes the whole office buzz. Mr. Nathaniel announces a comprehensive performance review for the entire department. Effective immediately. Everyone will be evaluated on their individual contributions over the past year. No team credits, no group achievements. Just what each person actually accomplished on their own. Josh goes white as printer paper. Cecilia drops her coffee mug. It shatters across the break room floor like her confidence. I calmly help clean up the mess, actual broken ceramic, not someone's incompetent work product. That's not my problem anymore. This is because of the recent quality issues, Mr. Nathaniel explains to the gathered staff. We need to understand where our processes are breaking down. Each of you will meet with me individually to discuss your contributions and goals. I already know how this will play out. Josh's file will show a pattern of initial drafts that were completely rewritten before submission. Cecilia's presentation history will reveal the same story. Meanwhile, my records will show consistent quality, independent work, and quantifiable results. The truth has a way of surfacing when you finally shine a light on it. Thursday evening, I'm packing up my desk when Josh appears like a ghost. His usual confidence is gone, replaced by something that looks almost like panic. He glances around to make sure we're alone, then leans in close. Angie, we need to talk. This review thing, it's not good for any of us. How so? I continue organizing my files, not bothering to look up. Come on, you know how this works. We're a team. We help each other. That's what makes us successful. Successful at what? Taking credit for work you didn't do? He flinches like I slapped him. That's not. Look, maybe things got a little casual around here. Maybe we didn't always acknowledge contributions properly, but we can fix that. Now I do look up. Fix what exactly? The way we work together. The way we share credit. I can talk to Nathaniel, make sure your contributions are recognized. My contributions are already recognized. By me. That's enough. I stand up and shoulder my bag. Josh is still talking, but I'm already walking away. Some conversations aren't worth having, especially with people who only discover your value when they're about to lose it. The individual meetings begin. I watch my colleagues shuffle in and out of Mr. Nathaniel's office like students facing a final exam they never studied for. Each emerges looking more defeated than the last. Lexi comes out looking thoughtful but not panicked. She actually does her own work. The others? Not so much. My meeting is scheduled for Friday afternoon. I arrive with a thick folder of documentation, every project I've worked on, every original file, every email chain showing my actual contributions. 5 years of evidence that I've been carrying this team on my back. Angie, Mr. Nathaniel gestures to the chair across from his desk. I have to say, this review process has been illuminating. How so? He opens a file on his computer. Your project records show remarkable consistency. Quality submissions, minimal revisions needed, positive client feedback. Very impressive. Thank you. The interesting thing is, when I compare your submission dates to the final approval dates, there's usually about 24 hours in between. That's unusual. I wait. Let him draw his own conclusions. Most people submit their work at the last minute, but you consistently finish early. Why is that? I like to leave time for final review, quality control. He nods slowly. And during that 24-hour window, do you ever review other people's work? The question hangs in the air like smoke. I used to, I say simply. I thought it was helpful. Team collaboration. Used to? I've realized that people learn better when they're responsible for their own work quality, so I've stepped back from that kind of informal collaboration. Mr. Nathaniel leans back in his chair, and that timing coincides with our recent quality issues. It's not a question. We both know the answer. I've just confirmed what he already suspected. For 5 years, I've been the invisible editor keeping this department afloat. Now that I've stopped, everyone's true abilities are finally showing. Angie, I want to be direct with you. Your individual performance is exemplary, but I'm concerned about team dynamics, about collaboration. I collaborate fine with people who actually want to collaborate, who give as much as they take. The problem isn't collaboration, it's exploitation. The word lands between us like a stone in still water. Exploitation. Not teamwork. Not mutual support. Exploitation. Someone using my skills to cover for their laziness, then mocking me for it at the company dinner. I see, he says quietly. And you're not willing to continue that kind of arrangement? Would you be? He doesn't answer. He doesn't need to. We both know what the right answer is. Monday morning brings the first casualty. Josh is called into Mr. Nathaniel's office at 9 a.m. sharp. He doesn't come out for 2 hours. When he finally emerges, his face is the color of old newspaper. He cleans out his desk in silence while the rest of us pretend not to watch. Cecilia corners me by the elevator. This is your fault, she hisses. You turned him against us. I didn't turn anyone against anyone. I just stopped doing work I wasn't paid for. But we're supposed to be a team. Teams share credit. Teams acknowledge contributions. Teams don't humiliate each other at company dinners. What we had wasn't a team. It was a pyramid scheme with me at the bottom. The elevator doors open. I step inside and press the button for the ground floor. Cecilia stands there staring as the doors close between us. She looks lost, confused. Like someone just told her that Santa Claus isn't real, which, in a way, I suppose I did. The Santa Claus of free editing services has officially retired. By Wednesday, 2 more colleagues have been reassigned to different projects. Corporate speak for demoted but not quite fired. The department feels emptier, quieter, like a house after half the family moves out. Those of us who remain move carefully around each other, not quite sure what the new normal looks like. Lexi approaches me during lunch. I wanted to ask you something, she says. My quarterly report is due next week. I've been working on it for the past month, but I'd value a second pair of eyes. Would you be willing to review it? Not to fix it, she adds quickly, just to give feedback. I'll do all the actual work myself. This is different. This is someone asking for mentorship, not a free editing service. Someone who wants to learn, not just dump their problems on someone else. I'd be happy to take a look, I say, as long as you understand that any changes are yours to make. Of course, I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything obvious. That's reasonable. Send it over when you're ready. She smiles, the first genuine smile I've seen in this office in weeks. Maybe there's hope for this place after all, just not for the people who think other human beings exist to clean up their messes. Thursday afternoon, Lexi sends me her report. I open it expecting to find the usual chaos, the kind of mess that would take me 3 hours to untangle and rebuild. Instead, I find something remarkable. Competent work. Good work, even. Clear structure, solid analysis, minor typos that anyone could miss. This is what collaboration is supposed to look like. I send her back a short list of suggestions. Tiny adjustments, a clearer transition here, a more specific example there. Nothing major, Just the kind of feedback one professional gives another. She implements the changes thoughtfully, adding her own improvements along the way. When she submits the final version, it's entirely her work. I just helped her see it more clearly. That's the difference between collaboration and exploitation. One builds people up, the other tears them down. For 5 years, I confused the two. Never again. Friday morning, Mr. Nathaniel stops by my desk. I wanted to let you know that Lexi's quarterly report was excellent. Really insightful analysis. She mentioned you provided some feedback during her review process. Just a colleague helping a colleague, I say. She did all the work herself. He nods approvingly. That's exactly the kind of collaborative spirit we want to foster here. The irony is almost funny. I'm getting praised for the kind of healthy collaboration I should have been doing all along, instead of the codependent fixing I mistook for teamwork. 3 weeks after the great office purge, Mr. Nathaniel calls me into his office again. This time, there's someone else there. Miss Patricia Sutton, the regional director. I've seen her in meetings, but never spoken to her directly. She's got the kind of presence that fills a room without trying. Angie, thank you for joining us. Mr. Nathaniel says, Miss Sutton has been reviewing our departmental restructuring, and your name came up several times. Good things, I hope, I say, settling into the chair across from them. Miss Sutton leans forward. Very good things. Your individual performance metrics are impressive. Consistent quality, client satisfaction, innovative problem solving. But what really caught my attention was how your colleagues' performance changed so dramatically after you stopped. Let's call it informal quality assurance. So she knows. Of course she knows. Directors don't get to their level by missing patterns like that. It painted a clear picture of your actual value to this organization, she continues. Value that hasn't been properly recognized or compensated. My heart starts beating faster. This conversation is going somewhere I didn't expect. We'd like to offer you a promotion, senior project manager, with your own team. People who want to learn and grow, not people looking for someone else to do their work. I take a breath. I'm interested. What would that look like? The details are better than I imagined. A 40% salary increase. My own office. A team of 4 carefully selected professionals who've shown initiative and integrity. And most importantly, clear boundaries about what collaboration means and what it doesn't mean. Your first hire would be Lexi, Miss Sutton explains. She specifically requested to work with you, and her recent performance reviews support that decision. Of course, Lexi would be first. She's the only one who figured out the difference between asking for help and asking someone else to do your job. She's what a real teammate looks like. When would this start? I ask. 2 weeks. That gives us time to finalize the team selections and set up your new office space. Are you interested? I think about Josh's sneering face at the company dinner. About Cecilia's assumption that I'd always be there to fix her mistakes. About 5 years of working late while other people took credit for my effort. About all the times I swallowed my frustration and told myself I was being a good team player. Yes, I say, I'm very interested. Miss Sutton smiles. Excellent. Welcome to leadership, Angie. I think you're going to do great things. For the first time in years, I believe her. The news of my promotion spreads through the office like spilled coffee. Lexi hugs me with genuine excitement. A few other colleagues offer congratulations that seem sincere. But the reactions I'm most interested in come from the people who aren't there anymore. The ones who are now discovering what it's like to succeed or fail based on their own abilities. I hear through the grapevine that Josh landed a position at a smaller firm. Lower pay, less prestige, but they were desperate enough to overlook his recent performance issues. Cecilia is still looking. Apparently, her interview presentations aren't going well. Funny how that works out when you actually have to do the work yourself. I don't feel vindictive about their struggles. I don't celebrate their failures. But I don't feel guilty either. They made their choices. They decided that mocking me was more important than respecting me. They assumed I would always be there to catch them when they fell. Now they're learning what life looks like without a safety net. Actions have consequences. Sometimes it just takes a while for them to show up, but they always do, eventually. And when they do, the people who chose cruelty over kindness discover that the universe has a very long memory. My last day in the old department is bittersweet. I pack up 5 years of memories, some good, some terrible, all educational. Lexi helps me carry boxes to my new office 2 floors up. It's bright and spacious, with windows that actually open and a door that actually closes. A real office for someone who's finally being treated like a real professional. I can't believe this is happening, Lexi says, setting down a box of files. 6 months ago, you were fixing everyone's work in secret. Now you're running your own department. I wasn't fixing their work. I correct her. I was enabling their incompetence. There's a difference. What I should have been doing all along was what I'm doing now, helping people who want to improve, not people who want someone else to do their job. She nods thoughtfully. I'm glad you stopped, not just because it got you promoted, but because it taught me something important. I was starting to rely on you too much. This forced me to actually learn how to do things right the first time. That's the real victory, not the promotion or the raise or the bigger office. It's knowing that at least one person learned something valuable from all this mess. That one person figured out the difference between getting help and getting carried. My new team starts Monday. 4 people who earned their positions through actual merit, not office politics or family connections. Lexi, of course. 2 others from different departments who requested transfers specifically to work with me. And 1 new hire fresh from graduate school. Someone who will learn the right way to collaborate from day one. I spend the weekend preparing. Not just reviewing files and project timelines, but thinking about what kind of leader I want to be. Not the kind who fixes everyone's mistakes in secret. Not the kind who enables laziness for the sake of team harmony. But the kind who sets clear expectations, provides genuine support, and holds people accountable for their own growth. Sunday evening, I'm sitting in my apartment with a cup of tea and my laptop, reviewing our first project assignment. It's challenging but manageable. The kind of work that will let each team member shine in their own area of expertise. No one will need to carry anyone else. No one will get credit for work they didn't do. Everyone will succeed or fail based on their own effort and skill. It's what teamwork is supposed to look like. Finally, Monday morning, 8 a.m. sharp. My new team gathers in our conference room for our first official meeting. Lexi looks excited. The others look eager and a little nervous. Good. A little nervous means they care about doing well. Before we dive into project details, I begin. I want to establish some ground rules. We're going to collaborate, support each other, and share knowledge. But we're not going to do each other's work. Everyone is responsible for their own quality, their own deadlines, and their own professional growth. Nods around the table. These are people who want to learn and improve, not people looking for someone else to carry them. If you need help, ask for it. If you make a mistake, own it. If you have an idea, share it. But don't expect anyone else to fix your problems or cover for your shortcuts. We're building something here based on mutual respect and genuine collaboration. More nods. One team member raises her hand. What if we're really stuck on something? What's the line between asking for help and asking someone to do our work? Perfect question. Help is teaching someone to solve a problem. Doing the work is solving the problem for them. We'll do a lot of the first, none of the second. The meeting continues for another hour. By the end, everyone understands what we're building here. A real team. Finally, 6 months later, our department has become the gold standard for project delivery. On time, under budget, exceeding client expectations. Word has spread throughout the company about our success rate and our collaborative culture. Other departments are requesting to work with us. Senior leadership is studying our processes. I'm sitting in the same ballroom where this all started, at the company's annual dinner. But this time, I'm at the leadership table. This time, when someone raises a glass, it's to toast genuine achievements by people who actually earned them. Lexi is being recognized for her innovative approach to client communications. She developed it herself, implemented it herself, and deserves every bit of credit she's receiving. No one had to fix her work in secret. No one had to clean up her mistakes. She succeeded because she put in the effort to succeed. Josh and Cecilia aren't here. They've moved on to other companies, other opportunities. I hope they've learned something from their experience here. I hope they figured out that sustainable success comes from developing real skills, not from finding someone else to do the hard work. But that's not my concern anymore. My concern is the team I've built, the culture we've created, and the results we're delivering. The culture where collaboration means lifting each other up, not carrying each other's weight. As the evening winds down, a young coordinator from another department approaches me. She looks nervous, the way I used to look when I was starting out. The way I looked when I thought being helpful meant doing other people's jobs for them. Miss Walsh, I was wondering if I could ask your advice about something. I've been helping my teammates with their projects, but I'm starting to feel like maybe I'm doing too much, like maybe they're taking advantage of my willingness to help. I smile and gesture to an empty chair. This conversation feels familiar, but from the other side now. This time, I'm the one with the wisdom to share, instead of the one desperately needing to hear it. Tell me more about what helping looks like, I say. As she explains her situation, I see myself 5 years ago. The same eagerness to please, the same confusion about boundaries, the same mistaken belief that being useful means being used. Here's what I wish someone had told me when I was your age, I begin. Your value as a professional doesn't come from fixing other people's mistakes. It comes from doing excellent work yourself and helping others learn to do the same. There's a difference between being supportive and being exploited, and the sooner you learn that difference, the better your career will be. She listens intently, asking thoughtful questions. When we finish talking, she thanks me and walks away looking more confident, more clear about her own worth. I watch her go and realize that this, helping someone set healthy boundaries instead of enabling destructive ones, is what leadership actually looks like. Not cleaning up messes in secret, but teaching people not to make messes in the first place. My name is Angie Walsh. I used to think kindness meant letting people walk all over me. Now I know that real kindness means helping people grow into their best selves. It took a humiliating toast and a lot of painful self-reflection to figure that out. But I finally did. And now, instead of being someone's house cleaner, I'm someone's mentor. Instead of enabling weakness, I'm fostering strength. Instead of hiding my value, I'm using it to build something better. They called me the team's house help. Turns out they were half right. I was cleaning up their messes. But I wasn't their employee, I was their enabler. And the day I stopped enabling was the day everything changed. Not just for them, for me too.